Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where today I am going to give you my opinion on the Cold War economy changes that were announced a little over a week ago. I did have a video ready to go last Friday, but KB fact-checked it and she spotted a couple of minor errors that I'd made, so that video was scrapped. It never went live, but that's okay, because in the weeks since the announcement, I've had various people write me and tell me what their thoughts and opinions are on the changes, and some of the opinions I saw coming, some of the some of the words that have been spoken I saw coming, others I didn't see coming. So it's been interesting to see how different people have taken this. Some folks see this as a ploy to sell more premium. Some people think it's going to be disastrous for Cold War because with better progression, the higher tiers are going to be, even from a quality point of view, from a player quality point of view, people getting there quicker means that experience is less. So it's going to be, higher tiers are going to be an even bigger shambles than they are already. I mean, Era 3 right now, in my opinion, isn't in a great shape. Others think that Cold War is no longer relevant because now they can just earn their silver in World War II. And some have even gone as far as saying that why didn't they just buff the silver earnings in World War II to match, you know, what Cold War is now. So there has been a whole host of various opinions put out there, and in the article, Wargaming did say that they consulted some of the CCs and the CAs. I was one of those CCs, what they talked about. And for me, hearing this news immediately, I thought this is good. This is exactly what Cold War has needed since the beginning, because Cold War has always stood out, in my opinion, because the silver earnings have always been just astronomically high, and the XP requirements have also been just astronomically high, which would make sense if this were tiers 11, 12, 13, you know, all the way up to 19. Not 19, sorry. No, yeah, 19 from tier 10. Yeah, is my maths right? Yeah, my math. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, it'd be 18, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay. Or would it? I don't. Oh, anyway. Whatevs. I've always thought, you know, it would be okay if it were a continuation of tier 10, but it's not. It is its standalone game mode, and at the moment, as of this video, or recording I should say, if you were to be a new player and start the game, you would be thrown into Cold War, and the M46 upgrade gun is like 1 million silver. And for experienced Cold War players that have already done the grind, you know, you'd think 1 million silver, okay, I'll just a couple of games in Era 3, a couple of games in my Weasel or my Stormer 30, 1 million silver, no problem whatsoever. But for a new player who knows nothing about the game, absolutely zero, you might only be earning 10 to 15,000 silver. And looking at the 1 million silver price tag, you think, well, what's the point? That is ridiculous. So yes, these changes have been long overdue, because Cold War isn't a progression of World War II. It's to the side of World War II. Both these game modes are in the same game, but they're kind of parallel to each other. Different experiences. And up until these changes, there was no homogeny between the two. There is a reason for that, but I won't say what the reason is. But nonetheless, I think these changes are long overdue, because the new player experience is going to be so much better. And if the new player experience is better, more people will be encouraged to stay. And from my point of view, as a content creator, I want the game to survive. I want the game to continue, because this is what I enjoy doing. Talking to you guys like this is what I do as a hobby. So of course I want the game to continue. I can, however, understand the feelings of, what's the word? I think betrayal. Betrayal's a bit strong, but you're feeling let down to know that Wargaming is going to slash all the prices, and if you've spent literally millions of silver, you're not going to be compensated for that. That was one of the things that I did mention to Wargaming in our, private session, private meetings before, and the answer was then, sorry, we can't do that. We're not gonna do that. And I do understand the players that are disappointed by that, because, for example, myself, I spent 1.22 million of my free XP to get the Challenger 2 when it came out, and the reason I did that was because I wanted to make a video on the Challenger 2. So naturally, I had to spend that free XP. I'm not getting any free XP back. I'm not getting anything refunded to me at all. So I get it. I do get the feeling. I understand where people are coming from with that. But at the same time, I also think, well, this is about more than just me. This is about the longevity of the game. And quite frankly, in my opinion, the massive silver earnings that we had in Cold War meant that the value of silver was, inflated. It was essentially inflation. And yeah, it was fun at first, transitioning from World War II to Cold War in the early days. Yeah, it was fun to see 500,000 silver, whoa, 700,000 silver, whoa, 1 million silver, mind blown, like, this isn't crazy. But now I've reached the point where playing the game, I think, well, silver is meaningless. Like, these, okay, yeah, you got 700,000 silver, woo, whoop-de-doo, and it's meaningless now, and that's not good. The currency in the game needs to hold value, and what this change does mean is that the World War II silver earners that we had, like the Ragnarok, that people would have earned, I spent a long time waiting for the Ragnarok to come back around on sale. So when Cold War was introduced, Cold War just made the Ragnarok worthless, because it's like, well, why would I play it? Why would I play the Ragnarok when I can just play a tech tree tank in Cold War and earn equal, if not more, silver? So this change is making the tanks in World War II valuable again, and it's bringing the whole gaming experience. The one game was up here, the other game was down here. So now we're level, and I think the folks that wanted the World War II silver earnings to be matching Cold War, I honestly, I do not think that was ever a good idea, because that, like I just said, silver meant nothing, because you could just get so much of it so easily. There was no silver grind. There just wasn't. It didn't exist anymore. And when you don't have to work for something, its value is well, far less than it would be if you actually had to work for something. And that's, there's no reward if you don't work for it. So Wargaming are reintroducing the need to work for it, and yeah, I'm sure there'll be moments where I think to myself, the good old days of massive silver earnings, they were great. Yeah, they were, but these things can't last forever. What goes up must come back down, and that's exactly what is happening here. So for me personally, I think these changes are long overdue. I think they're massively necessary. I think it's going to do wonderful things for player retention. I think the new player experience is going to be so much better now. And like I've said, for me, someone in my position, that is a good thing, even though I'm taking a hit as well. That silver, that free XP, that I spent, I've unlocked, and I own almost every single Cold War tank. So I've spent a lot of silver, a huge amount of silver. And there's no compensation. It is what it is. I can either choose to get my panties in a twist over that, or I can just think, well, it is for the longer benefit of the game, and this is a game I like playing, so I'm going to take that. I'll be willing to take the hit and make the choice to just carry on enjoying the game. So for me, that's my position. I understand that for others you may feel differently. That's fine. But yeah, in a nutshell, I think these changes are long overdue, they're necessary, and they're going to be good for the game long term. So there you go. That is all I have for this one, folks. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, if not a dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.